Hey. So, got a little backlash on one of my poems. I don't know if you noticed, but I briefly want to talk about art again. Art, not the person. So, a little story. I used to believe that my interpretation of a painting revealed the artist. This is how I used to think. My thinking was changed one day as I started to become an artist, musically speaking. Other doors started opening up in the artist world, and I was surrounded by a lot of artists in Tulsa, Oklahoma, one of which was Christopher Mantle. Him and I became pretty close pretty quick. We did a couple of shows together in Tulsa. He is a great artist. I don't know if you've ever seen any of my videos with that dreadlock looking thing banging on the drum. Well, he did that. So I used to have dreads. I miss them. But anyway, after several times of grabbing his art and moving it from one place to another, there was this one painting that I was drawn to. I liked it. I liked it until I saw the cover of the Flaming Lips rendition of Dark Side of the Moon. I can see then that it was not quite original, but still at the same time, this painting, I was drawn to it, and I said to him one day, I said, hey, dude, I know what you're, after moving it several times and looking at it, I finally said to him, I said, hey man, I know what you're saying in this painting. He goes, you do? And the way he said you do to me suddenly made me kind of back up a little bit. And I thought to myself at that moment, I was like, whoa, wait a second. I couldn't possibly know without a doubt what he's saying in this painting. So as he says, well, why don't you tell me what I'm saying in the painting? Tell me. I was like, I suddenly became shy, because the sudden realization of my thinking that my interpretation of a painting would reveal the artist, I suddenly realized at that moment that whatever comes out of my mouth is going to reveal who I am, not him. So I clammed up a little bit, got a little shy. And I said, actually, I don't think I do. I don't. What are you saying in this painting? He goes, I'm not going to tell you. And I said, what? He goes, no, I'm not going to tell you what I'm saying in the painting. This painting's for you to interpret how you wish. And I said, oh. I was kind of pissed. I really wanted to know. But if I really wanted to know what he was saying in the painting, I would have to really get to know Chris. Really get to know Chris deeply. Unfortunately, on the way to getting to know Chris deeply, him and I had a falling out. I called him out on his selfishness, and he didn't like that. And that was the last time we spoke. But he is, and always will be, an amazing human to me. We had a great time in Tulsa. So back to art, the whole thing. There's just no question that when a viewer of art interprets the art, they're just going to reveal themselves. Now, the revealing of themselves may coincide. I'm not saying that they're not ever going to get it right or interpret the poem exactly the way that I wrote it, or interpret a painting exactly the way Chris Mantle painted it. They may coincide, but there's no revealing of the artist. The artist already revealed himself when he painted it. I reveal myself when I write a poem. The poem that I'm getting backlash on is this: okay, check this. I just took a bitch to the atmosphere, checking to see if she's gonna puke all over. I just took a bitch to the whatever the poem was. A person apparently thought I wrote it about her and proceeds to send me these really pretty mean messages, I must say, based off of her interpretation of my poem. She gets mad at me. I mean, when you interpret art, you reveal yourself to yourself. So her anger should have been directed at herself for whatever reason. But the thing is I'm speaking in that poem, just so you all know, in that poem, the only person who really knows me well enough to know what I was saying in that poem was Mr. Kyle Gorski, by the way. I asked him, I said, hey Kyle, who's the I in this poem? And who's the bitch? And he laughed. He goes, is that a rhetorical question? I said, actually, no. In this particular moment, this is not a rhetorical question. He says, well, the I is the Divine Mother, and the bitch is your coward self. And I said, yes, that's right. Yes. It's a conversation I had with the Divine Mother. Life is what you make it. You know? People say, oh yeah, he had a conversation with the Divine Mother. And then 15 minutes later, I hear him saying, well, life is what you make it. I'm like, well, which one is it? Fuck sakes. So she thought that I was calling her a bitch. She thought that I was taking her to the atmosphere. She thought I was testing her relationship with me. We just met. I wrote another poem that is also getting backlash. I sometimes play hide and seek with my potential friends. That one. She also thought I wrote that about her. It's about my 15-year-old self. I wrote that poem years ago. Years ago. And that poem was me I was in a circle of friends, and I was watching this petty action going on. Now keep in mind, I wrote this poem after I wrote the poem, I see myself in everyone, especially those angry, frustrated ones. So close to finding their own bright inner sun while resting their trigger fingers on 2 nickel-plated 45 handguns. That's just the first verse of Jealousy Frenzied In. So, I wrote a poem as a cathartic release of frustration and anger at seeing my former self. It was a forgiveness. It's a forgiveness poem. For me. I just happened to post it couple days ago because I'm witnessing the same behavior again, and it's just reminded me. Unless you ask me if I'm writing about you, don't assume I am, because if I am writing about you, firstly, if I write about you, which I never do because I only write about me, but if for some reason I want to throw you in one of my poems, I'm going to let you know. Most definitely. I'm observing a society. I'm intrigued by the human being at high levels. What is our motivation to do what we do or don't do? I heard somebody the other day, the same girl that misinterpreted all my poems and turned them into shit, fucking yelling at me, calling me names. I don't give a fuck about being unfriended and blocked, but that also occurred. So, over 2 poems I posted on Facebook that had nothing to do with her, that were written before I even fucking met her. Whew, dear God. Crazy. It's why you do the things that I look at. I don't give a fuck if you block me, but why? Like, I'm looking at, why are you blocking me again? Oh, because I posted 2 poems that you were, because you're so narcissistic that you think I was writing about you. That's fucking awesome. Whoa. That doesn't make any kind of sense to me. But anyway, that's just me. So, if we could all just remember the value in art. This is why censorship should not be allowed in art. There's censorship everywhere. If you look at a painting and it makes you feel vulgar, what, you think that's the artist's intent, was he wanted to put a vulgar painting out there? It's possible. But for what reason? To reveal a uncomfortable society who is limiting an unlimited self over vulgarity? Maybe. I mean, I use swear words to do the same. My mom, she oh my God, my mom hated swear words. She hated them. And I would watch her go from being in a super great mood to somebody that she cannot control what they say, do, think, or relate, how they relate to things. They would say fuck or something. And my mom would get all twisted. And I'm like, they're letters. They're not doing anything. They're not harming anyone. They're fucking letters. What the fuck? Oh my God, why do people put so much weight on... okay, so we live in a society where actions speak louder than words. I hear everybody saying it. Actions speak louder than words. But as soon as the word fuck comes out of a guy who's been loving for however long to a person, as soon as the word fuck comes out, you turn your back? What the... Wow. Flimsy. Fuck. Straight flimsy. Our society is fucking flimsy. We have people, innocent people, dying all over the fucking world for multiple reasons, and you're gonna get all uptight over the word fuck? Didn't we go through this, like, in Vietnam or some shit like that? People writing vulgarity on the planes and shit? Didn't we already get over this? Fuck. No disrespect to any veteran. I love you. Much love to all armed forces, current, past, and future. This is for real. I may be some type of hippie to a lot of you people. I may be like liberal or whatever it may be, but I do recognize that we live in a world where war exists and we do need a military. Unfortunately, in these times, we need that. So yeah, let's take care of that for sure, yes. But maybe not so much. maybe save a little bit more money for the poor folk. Maybe we can turn around the general population's idea that people who don't have a lot of money are not stupid. They're not losers, as I hear all of them say. Oh my God, it's crazy. All right, so anyway, that's it. Let's just remember art. Oh shit, there's this thing right here. So I allowed my bitchy little highly sensitive creative self get offended, and I reacted to my offense that was taken. I realized that there really should be no offense taken. There was flattery within the offense, because like if a poem I wrote moved somebody to react that harshly, that quickly, like boom, bam, not even asking me, like she didn't even call me and talk to me, nothing. I didn't do anything. I posted 2 poems, next thing you know, I'm getting all these nasty texts because of these 2 poems. She didn't even call me and ask me what they're about. She just assumed everything, and just from that assumption jumped and just destroyed a potential friendship. I mean, it's not destroyed. My doors are always open. So if somebody recognizes that they completely fucked up and they want to say, "Hey Jeff, you know what, man, fuck. Whew, I'm sorry," I would say, "Yeah, no problem. I understand." Anyway, interpret my poems however the fuck you want, but if you really want to know what they mean, call me, ask me, text me, whatever. Fuck. Lates.